Oh, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to take the topic on authentication. So, what is a weak authentication? So, the more difficult an authentication mechanism is to defeat, the stronger it is. How much strong it is, how you're going to defeat it depends on the authentication. So, clearly, the authentication strength a strength a system, and also it should correlate to the value of the assets, and it is protecting two factors and a multi-factor authentication solution will deal with highly valued assets. So, when we have a weak authentication, it describes any scenario in which the strength of the authentication mechanism is relatively weak compared to the value of the assets. It is being protected, and also it describes the scenarios in which the authentication mechanism is flawed and vulnerable. So when we should have a password strength that should be strong, so that the attackers cannot able to find it. So the strength of the password is should be related to the potential set of combinations that would need to be searched in order to guess it. For example, if we have a password scheme with a length of 2 characters, and it is consisting of digits that would represent a search which has a space of 100 possible passwords, whereas it has a 12-digit password which would represent 10 to the power 12 possible combinations. So when you have a 12-digit password, it will have a 10 to the power 12 possible combinations with data will be there. So the larger the set of possible combination, the harder it is to guess. So that's why we should need a stronger password. So when you have so what are the things that should be there for the influencing the password strength? So the first thing that you should have is the length. So the number of characters in the password. So the greater the length, the greater the strength. That is what they're saying. How many number of characters you have in the password is more useful, so that the attacker cannot able to easily find out. So that next is the character set. So the character set is the range of possible characters which is used in the password, and the border of range of characters, that the greater the strength, and it's a typical strong password schemes which can able to require an upper and a lower case letters and the digits and a punctuation characters. There are also some password policies to be followed. When we have a password policy, it describes the rules that it enforces regarding the password strength. So it has some changes, and we can also reuse those passwords. So if you have some effective password policy, it will definitely support to a strong authentication. So generally, we will accept some of the integrity of the authentication process. Like we will be periodically changing the password for an account, which makes less likely that a password will be compromised, and also the password will be used. So this is actually called as the password expiration. So this slightly or periodically, if you come changing the password, this is also one of the password policy to be against the attacker. So prohibiting the reuse of the same, okay, or the similar password to the one being changed will also be prevent the password expiration from being circumvented by the users. Now, when we are enforcing the minimum strength rules for passwords and will guarantee the application, it will also have a password policy. So when you're prohibiting the dictionary words, so when you're not using any dictionary words or using any popular passwords, this will definitely we can able to crack easily. So the use of secret questions, that is also very much important. So for the so that we cannot able to find out the password. If though we found out the attacker found out the password, maybe these secret questions will help not to get hacked by the attacker. So more of these rules are enforced, and so the stronger the authentication mechanism takes place. So next one is the password cracking. Yes, even they will try to crack the password that you or the user used it. So there are countless hacking tools in today's world, and frameworks also available. So the hacker can able to attack or crack the password through the automated sequence of attempts. So not only like one time or two times, lots of times we can attempt the password and can find it out. So this is called as the brute forcing. So the brute forcing is because in such tools it will attempt all possible passwords, and the password combinations will be there, and also it will give a set of constraints to authenticate. So when an application that does not protect itself will be against the password cracking, so in some manner it will consider as having a weak authentication vulnerability, which depends on the requirements and the risk level. So when we comes to the dictionary attacks, in addition to the brute force attack, okay, so the password cracking tools will be more typically, and we can able, and also there is an ability to test the file of a candidate and passwords. So this is actually called as the dictionary attack, because the file is used may actually be a dictionary of words, so it will be easy to find out this with the password. So the passwords that can be found in the dictionaries are considered to be very weak. It is easy to find out. So this eventually discovered by using the dictionary attacker. So this can be considered as a weak authentication vulnerability. So there are the highest risk level is there in the dictionary attack. Next, we should not keep any popular passwords. As I said before, if we keep any popular passwords, it will be very easy to find out, and we will think that this can be remembered easily. But for the attacker, it is very easy to find out the um, password and get cracked to it. So this is in fact some passwords will be very popular and is used far more frequently than might expected. So this most popular entries over time can also find out the top and list. Okay, so in that also the popular passwords are used. So the application that allows the popular password may be considered again as a weak authentication, because it is easy for the attacker to find out, and it's also a highest risk level. The next is the authentication bypass. So when we come to the authentication bypass, the whole purpose of authentication is we should ensure the only authorized thing. So we have the capability to inform, and it contains the essential things, and also it has a user to access the application. So when we are preventing any weak authentication, we can have the best practices to avoid the weak authentication vulnerabilities, and we can also adapt like a strong password policy, and we can use two-factor or multi-factor authentication if there is more risk, and also we can integrate an industry standard authentication framework. So this will reduce some challenges, and also we can change it accordingly, and also we can ensure the authentication is a preconditional access, and also the authentication tokens will be there to secure in a limited lifetime. So this is how we can able to protect. So some like to avoid this password cracking, we can also use some captcha, so that this will be there where you are someone is trying to open our thing, the user account can be temporarily also locked. So can we can have some predefined number, so that the authentication failures also takes place. So by introducing the increasing of delays of a response, there is some authentication failures appears. So to implement the d f of n, where d is belongs to the delay that is before redisplaying the login screen, and n is the number of contagious failed authentication attempts, and f is the function that yields an ever increasing date bit. Okay, so this also will be there. So there is protecting things can be there to avoid the password cracking. So these are the features to be followed for the password cracking, so that the attackers will get minimized to find out a password and get attacked by the datas. Thank you.